This is a natural living soul, Brother Earl. Name of my show is Perception. And today, I'm Love. L.O.V.E. Our first time experiencing love was as a child. We had the love I did in my family of the mother, and I had the love of the father. The love of the mother was somewhat of a compassionate love. In times that I may have done something wrong or needed some type of nurturing, my mother was there for me. My daddy love was sort of like the protector, the provider, and the guide, which is the definition of a man, and that he was. But the love from a father is not compassion. It puts you in the mindset of understanding what you need to do. And the times that you failed to do what you needed to do, well, it was consequences. But then the mother, she was there to kind of make you feel a little better when daddy was gone. It wasn't too much consoling. So as we get older, we use that love that we receive from our parents, somewhat of an idea of how to handle ourselves in relationships. Love is like the sun. When the sun is shining, it has many rays coming from it. Love is the same. Love transcends. Sometimes the sun shines and say you have a cloudy day. And sometimes love can be cloudy. Sometimes it rains. May even be a thunderstorm. And then sometimes love can be like a thunderstorm. Sometimes the sun shining so brightly, the clouds are clear, and the love is just shining, radiant, beauty. But today, the word love is tossed around like a frisbee. It really don't have no set definition. Love is almost today synonymous with sex or with things. And that is not what love is. You was born out of love. And that time it was called immaculate conception, because your parents, they was in love if it was just for the few seconds. But they still might be together. But at that moment, that love was very powerful. And then we came. We were born. The mother carried us for 9 months, losing her form, half of her mind, and to bring us here. And that was a great sacrifice. And you could make love somewhat making a sacrifice for a person, because that's the first way you got here, is through someone making a sacrifice for you. This love is not a foolish act. It's something that one bring you here, they nurture you, give you what you need, you develop, you grow, and hopefully into a beautiful thing. And your parents, they make a sacrifice for you. Sometimes people say, well, my father didn't do this or my mother didn't do that. You never know what sacrifice somebody made for you. Your father could have wanted to be a singer or a band player. Your mother could have wanted to be something, she wasn't able to do it. So she had to sacrifice what she thought she wanted to do in order to do what she needed to do. And that's love. Today, love is like, I like you, I love you, and then within the blink of an eye, the person can hate you. That's not love. People want to have a conventional love. Conventional love today. If you do this for me, or you don't do that for me, a love of convenience, a love of control. That's not love. Those are the foolish desires of the ego, perpetrating and calling it love. In society today, you have to do things for people to love you. Why would the things mean so much? Things has nothing to do with love, but yet and still, you have to do things when, quote, someone love you. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. Oh, I got to have a diamond ring. Oh, I got to have a car. I got to have this. That's not love. That's buying one another. That's the ego-driven love. Once though, excuse me. Oh, you know what? I got a cup here. And this cup I got from my grandbaby. I call her Miss Rose. And I received something from her. And she is a grandbaby through my daughter. But yet and still, I received love from a grandbaby that hadn't even seen me yet. When I seen her, she said, "Granddaddy!" Like she knew me. She's about 3 or 4. And she's very similar to me, which my daughter, she's kind of got some of my characteristics too. But the child love you unconditionally. And they don't have to have the things. They love you up, down, poor, wherever. That's love. I'm going to give you the acronyms here for L.O.V.E. Loving our very essence. That's love. Love starts from you loving yourself. People need things because sometimes in their lives they have so many voids in it. They want you to fill them with things to prove that you love them. That's why they need to things. Constantly got to have something because they have voids in their life. If you really can't love your own essence, nobody else can love you. It's certain voids in your life that you're supposed to feel because it's done on what you need to do for yourself. People say, well, I'm unhappy, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do that. It's so easy to point a finger at someone else. Today, we're suffering because we don't have the love for one another. We don't even have the love for our children. And this is very devastating because the child is the next generation. And whatever is passed on from you, that's what he carries on with, just like we receive from our parents. But along the way, you receive other things that's supposed to be love. Some dysfunctional, some functional. The kids today, mainly a lot are receiving dysfunctional love. I can't really target no one situation. I can only share what I feel. And I see in today's society, they have something known as child support. Child support supposedly have the other parent to pay the guardian that's keeping the one money monthly. This has brought a lot of dissension, a lot of hatred in relationships, because as I once said before, the love is not authentic anymore. The love is a selfish love. And if I'm not getting my way, or you're not doing what I want you to do, I don't love you. Now the kids are being sacrificed. At the beginning of my story, I shared with you, my mother love was love of compassion. My father love was more of a dominant love. One would say dominant, but he's a protector, a provider, and a guide. Those are the two loves that the child need. Child support don't give a child no love. But yet and still, you separate the child from the love of the father or the love of the mother just because you can. This is Natural Living Soul, Brother Earl. Name of my show is Perception.